flooding is a real headache for people who travel Kellogg Avenue. This is what it looked like earlier in the week.
But the water is receding in some places, and some of those roads are now beginning to open. Local 12's Larry Davis spent part of the day along Kellogg Avenue and joins us live to tell us what he is seeing. You're seeing things improve, right?
Oh, improve is the word right now. And Paul, some really good news for those people who live and drive on Cincinnati's east side. The waters are receding, and your access to Kellogg Avenue is now improved. Kellogg Avenue is now wide open through the limits of the city limits of Cincinnati, all the way here to Coney Island. You can see over my shoulder here, there is still high water on Kellogg Avenue, and it is closed still at Sutton. Meanwhile, the cleanup from the flooding continues.
The high water from earlier this week has slowly receded. All that's left behind now are the barriers and lots of mud and debris. City workers were also hosing down this stretch of Kellogg Avenue. Others were still pumping out water from the basement of the Swampwater Grill and adjacent antique mall. The restaurant was housing some of the antiques.
It's a team effort. We got to do what we can to help everybody out, up and down the flood zone. And, I don't want to see these people closed down any longer than they need to be. I don't want to see them lose any of their product.
Earlier this week, it appeared a real alligator was coming out of the floodwaters in front of the restaurant. Today, it was clear the gator was not live.
I'm lost. I'm lost.
Ron Rickles was one of the victims of the many road detours. He was trying to find a place to buy tires.
I followed the detour sign to come here. I'm about 10 miles away now.
While the floodwaters were receding, the UC rowing team's boats were still anchored, but the head coach was finding things where they didn't belong.
These are some of our oars, which two of them were on the other side of the Kellogg Avenue highway barrier, and others were floating over here. We have some of our boats that drifted that are over there in this little pond area.
And Paul, there's just so much debris along Kellogg Avenue. Those workers have really been putting in some hard work today getting things cleaned up. This is just a small pile of the debris that we've seen today. We've seen everything from skids to propane tanks to water coolers, you name it. It's been piled up in piles along Kellogg Avenue. It takes a lot of departments to get this all in good shape. You got the police department, you got sanitation. They all work together to make sure that they can reopen a major road like Kellogg Avenue. Live in California, Larry Davis, Local 12 News. Paula, back to you.
All right, thank you, Larry. And there is no word yet when Kellogg will reopen at Coney Island. Meanwhile, Maringway remains closed between 6th and Freeman because of the floodgates that are blocking the road.